Hello, my loves. How are you? I didn't know if I was going to have space, but I do feel guided today to go into some open messages. I kind of sense that there's a message that's wanting to come through, maybe communication from someone specific. So, whatever you see in the title will be what came through. And of course, I just want to welcome everyone and their highest self to support you in receiving the most beneficial messages for you. And also, yes, opening to the messages that want to come through directly from the highest power or from source. So, in the essence, this is like source is letting these messages come through to you. And let's see what we have. I'm getting a little wobbly with that. Wow. Okay. I feel some powerful energy coming through, and I was guided to switch to the Priestess of Light. Okay. Whoa. Okay. So we have a sacred breath and sound, life force communication. This is interesting because we've been talking about the divine feminines really harnessing into their life force through the voice, through the breath, through that embodiment of the life force, activating the soul song. But what's coming through is actually the message that's wanting to come back. It's like it's 1, 2, 3, 4 right now, 12:34. This feels like message has been received and now a message is coming forth. This is interesting because I've been picking up on how there's a group of feminines who are really clearing out any last bits of distractions so that they can receive communication. I did a member video around that yesterday. If any of you are interested, I have a sense that more is going to come forward with that. But I also felt that there was a message that wanted to come before, and now I get it. This feels like for the feminines who have been sending out the signal, it's been received, and now a signal is reverberating back to you. Let's see what's coming forth. Oh, this is interesting. So the Four of Cups came forward. So this feels like a group of feminines who have been sending out the message, working on the embodiment, and also like really feeling like things we've been talking about this cognitive dissonance where things aren't quite matching up in the physical reality compared to that internal world. But you see this rainbow is right there. It's right touching her. It's like coming in. This to me feels like that communication. The signal that's being sent back. We talked about whales the other day too, and now we have a dolphin. So obviously the water energies are really coming through, but also the way that the whales and dolphins communicate is telepathic, very high level frequency communication, clicks and noises, but very high frequency. So it feels like really important that if you've been waiting for signals in return, if you've been waiting for messages, that you allow yourself to drop into the frequency of receiving those. And what feels important is it may, if you've been looking around in the physical world for the messages or for the confirmation that your message has been received and you haven't been seeing it. One, this video is your physical world confirmation if this is resonating. And then two, now the next part is open up because there's higher telepathic frequency information that's wanting to reach you first. It's sort of like this is coming ahead to prepare you. This makes so much sense to me because when you think in terms of how much you've grown and how much you've evolved and how much you've dropped into your standards, no one, people, the world just do not have immediate access to you in the way that they did in the past. So it's like you sent out your signal, it was received, and now a signal is being sent back so that you can interpret it, feel into it, and take your time in deciding how you want to respond. So you may be aware of this through meditation, through telepathy. And if you've already been receiving telepathic conversations, this is confirmation for you, conversations so that if you've had a little bit of like, I know I'm having these conversations in my head, but I'm not sure if they're just in my head or is this really being volleyed? And the answer is coming through as a resounding yes. And this is giving you the opportunity to embody and really check in with what it is that you want. Okay. Because you might be sending out a message that you're ready for something specific to a specific person, and they might be volleying back, hey, like, this is where I'm at. This is what I can do. And then you got to sit with that and decide, like, is it worth opening up in the physical, or do we give it more space in the higher energies and just keep letting things play out? And this could be, it's just not ready this week. It could be ready next week. You get what I mean? It doesn't, this feels close, but it feels like there's energetic space and grace to allow it to land, to allow it to embody. It feels like this is happening in a very respectful manner to allow clarity to come in when it does come forward in the physical. All right, let's see. What else do we have? Okay. Wow. All right. Didn't see that coming. So the Three of Swords, there's still something resounding around a heartbreak. I do actually want to get more with this because I'm uncertain if this is your heartbreak, their heartbreak, or a shared heartbreak. I feel I feel like it might be shared as I'm saying that. So it feels like something that was like a hurtful experience for both of you. And it's has that energy of separation, which is why there hasn't been direct communication. But it also feels like it's kind of gotten down to this raw part. And what I mean is, you've done what you can do on your end, and really the only next levels of resolution are actually together, whether it's through conversation or communication, learning together, airing it out, processing it. I'm not sure it will be different for all of you. Let's see. I am getting a sense that this could obviously be the counterparts. This could be romantic, but I also sense that what's coming to me is there may be a reverberation of this with a few different people. There might be a few loose ends that are left out there. I'm sensing that this is more loose ends on their end, though. I feel like you have been working on your part and you've been pretty open to reparations, but also acutely aware that your job is to just be open. My sense is that maybe you've attempted to create reparations in the past and they were not received or reciprocated. But what I'm sensing is there has been a reception of those energies now. What I feel is like this person or people needed more space and time to process the energy. That's why they couldn't receive the reparation energy from you. And what I'm seeing now deeply is that perhaps you felt saddened because you just were attempting to repair and resolve whatever hurts had happened. But again, they just were not ready to receive that at that time. And so I feel like there has been quite a bit of time, like months or years even. I guess some weeks could be in there, but this does feel like a bit longer of a time where my sense with them and why it's coming in this way is there's a bit more hesitation around opening communication because it doesn't feel like something that's easy to open because of the way that it was left and all of the things that were left unsaid. Okay. Is there anything we can do to support this in the process if it's aligned? Okay. I was guided to get a shaman brain debt card. All right. Let's see what whatever wants to. Whoa. Okay. Are those supposed to come through? I think that they are. So I'm going to take those. I think there's three. So two came together and then another one came off the top. So we have Stranger, Curiosity, Horseman, Herald of Change. Okay. So it feels like there has been enough time that has passed between your communication that you may almost feel like strangers. Like there's been so much growth, so much has happened. You've changed so much, you've grown so much. You might almost feel like I'm like a whole new version. Like it just wouldn't be the same conversation. Like you don't really pick up where you left off per se. This would be like coming into this with this herald of change, with curiosity, with an open mind, with the energy of deep change. And what I sense is that your energy stated this quite a long time ago, maybe at the beginning of this shift when you offered reparation and it wasn't received or reciprocated at that time. You set some deep standards around, okay, well, I'm still open to it, but not in those old energies. And so this feels like whatever has been shifting, whatever change has been taking place, whatever is being worked out in those higher telepathic energies, there is what I'm seeing, it's like a gathering of the frequencies around this person or people because of the state of receptivity that you are in. That definitely connects to yesterday's message. This energy of like cleaning up the distractions, focusing on what's actually aligned for you, knowing what makes sense for you to focus your energy on, not in a dismissive way, but just in a self-preservation way. And that is allowing this, your presence and your stillness and your stability is actually what is allowing that frequency to now be absorbed on the other side by this other person or other people. My sense is that most of you probably have someone specific in your mind, but if you give this a little bit of space, there's other people in the distance that maybe were from the past or more recent. Maybe it wasn't as intense, but there was some separation energies and processing friends, family. Could be a lot of different scenarios. Maybe you're not even thinking about that, but I sense whatever energy you have shifted into is setting that reverberation out to many people. Wow, as I just said that, I feel like it's going back even further. So years and years, like people that maybe you never even planned to speak to again, or who completely closed you out, are feeling the reverberation of the alignment that you have been embodying into in a very positive way. So, any intentions that you ever had to repair relationships with others that were not received, I almost sense that somehow they're receiving those signals now. It's like they didn't have their receptors open. But my sense is that you were also protected at that time because what I see is you weren't as deep in your standards back then. And so you might have just ended up wasting a lot of energy. Where now, if they came back and had the conversations with you, you're actually very embodied and much clearer in your standards. So the same dynamic is not available to them. Even if you're still open to the reparation, they don't have the same access to you that they did with, which is actually healthy. This would be like a new start, a new potential, and it would give you the opportunity for deeper embodiment, but it would also give them the opportunity to deepen into their own awareness and standards. And I don't know, there's just a deepening opportunity for communication and respect and reciprocity. Like I said, potential. It feels that each situation, each person will also be unique. So this is something that you obviously dance out and decide for yourself. I feel like this message is coming forward like this so that you have the awareness to check in with those old timelines or those people, or if you've had people coming up in your memories, or even coming forward with some levels of communication for you, you can drop in deeper to your confidence and decide how you want to proceed in a way that is most supportive for you. Okay, and there was one more. Detox, repairing the body, mind, and spirit. So I feel like the lag in the communication landing in the physical and it coming from the higher frequencies first is allowing things to clear out and detox so that you can get to the heart of things. It actually feels like it's clearing up past confusion and anything that was really maybe in between you and the other person that was creating the hurt, the pain, the confusion, the dismissal, the rejection, whatever occurred. And it also feels like as you have been detoxing, your energy has become much clearer. That soul song frequency is much clearer and truer. It was always, I mean, your energy, what your intention one was always true, but you also had maybe a lot of confusion in your system from your traumas. And so you were setting out that intention, but they were receiving parts of the message in parts of the frequency and parts of the pain. But as you have cleared up your pain and trauma, they are hearing that direct soul song, that direct frequency. So as you have been detoxing, it's been sending a clearer message, and it feels like that is allowing their side to detox as well. Okay. And this is just like I said, this is like where you're detoxing past patterns, karma, past relationships, past lives, past ancestral patterns, collective energies, whatever have you, right? Physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. It's what you've been doing is actually what's sharpening the frequency, your true frequency. And that's what's being felt. And what's coming to me is many of you may not even actually be aware at the profound level that your frequency is affecting others. As you get clearer and purer and more pristine in your true energy, that signal is magnificently strengthening. It's magnifying a lot. And I think that your just presence in a place is reverberating out in, wow, they're saying magnificent ways. That word magnificent, it's like magnificent magnification is wanting to come through. Okay. So, wow, is there anything else that wants to come through from this person. I'm getting the other light seers deck. Like I said, I am feeling this is for the divine feminines, but of course, however it resonates, we all have the feminine energies that we're working with. Okay. Okay. Wow. So, for some of you that are resonating with this, as I was talking about the feminine, we definitely have this Page of Pentacles and the Death to Rebirth and the Emperor. And this feels to me like where you're resurfacing, where you've started to pop up and out, your frequency is just beginning to magnify out in the world. You haven't even reached the level that your potential has. It's like you've just popped back up on the radar and you haven't even fully opened your potential yet to the world. You just pop back out and everyone is feeling it. This frequency is signaling that death to rebirth process that you have gone through. And what I feel is like telepathically, it's signaling that within the masculine. And here you have the emperor. So, what I sense is as you're embodying deeper into your divine feminine energies, you're also coming into that physical world embodiment, deepening into also the masculine energies, but it's also triggering. I can literally see it. It's like triggering it through the telepathic system, through that frequency. It's like you're sending out that telepathic signal, I'm ready. And then boom, it like activates that within the counterpart and they start to go through their transformation. I want to get one more on that because although I had an inkling that this was part of it, I could see that you're having that effect on the divine masculine. But again, like I said, also others. Okay. One more. We're going to get one more from this masculine, gathering around the power of community. What I'm feeling is as you get more clear in yourself, that magnificent magnification, as you embody it, as you home in on it, as you feel comfortable and safe to share that in new ways. Like you're starting out in the energies, but as it lands more clearly in the world, what I see is all of the people, places, and things that you connect with and you touch. It's like these little fairies. It's like everything you touch like lights up. It reminds me of in the Avatar movie when they were walking through the forest at night, everything would light up as they touched it. That is exactly what I'm seeing with you. So, whatever you've been doing, homing in on that true core soul frequency, now as you step back out into the world, as you're guided, when you're guided, just know wherever you are called is very specific, and your presence is being called there because you are activating energies and frequencies in the places that you're going to in your community. Okay. And this can be in the physical world, online, whichever ways you connect in the physical world, but it does feel very physical. So, where you're having a physical interaction. Okay. Wow. And this feels, wow, I can see it. This is like the bridge. This is part of the bridge. So you set out the signal, they're reverberating back that they're receiving the message. And as they're working on their transformation, you're now the work that you're doing in the world, the presence in the world, your purpose in the world, just being you is like lighting up the steps to actually get to you in the physical. So they hear the soul song, your actions in the physical world light it up. Wow, that's now bringing me to the Celestine prophecies, and in that book where the energy would just light up and people would know where to go as they were walking through the forest. They would see a plant or a certain tree or a pathway would be brighter than the others, and that's how they would know which way to go. This is what your frequency is achieving. This is what is occurring. It's like you're leaving a trail of light fairy dust everywhere you go, and you don't even know it yet. Maybe you do, but this is just to help um, let you know that you're doing exactly what you need to do. Keep homing in on your truth, your frequency, releasing distractions, clearing out distractions, strengthening your life force, strengthening your truth and your frequency and confidence. And just be you, my loves. Just be you. And allow this communication to come forward in the ways that are aligned for you. Okay. So you're still setting your standards, you're embodying those, you're treating yourself with respect, and then you're allowing what is aligned and respecting you in those energies to come forward and communicate with you. All right. Beautiful. Good work. I will see you soon. I hope that you have a very Merry Christmas for those of you who celebrate and a happy holidays. I know we have the new year coming, but I definitely plan to see you before New Year's. So happy holidays for all the holidays out there. All right. Much love. Take care. Peace.